Hello future tech leaders, I am Sindhuja. Based on my own experience, I know that learning the right skills can shape our future. What if I say learning was as thrilled as the tech world itself? There we go. A cloud foundation, that's exactly what you will experience. From day one, you will be immersed in the interactive sessions and expert-led courses that covers most of the widely used technologies in the zone of data science to cloud computing, which brings more light to the life of a techie. I'm so excited to help you and unlock the true potential of a technology. Well, then why to wait? Let's see what it unfolds.
We also have some login audits. If you want to see who is logging in with your NetSuite instance and you know from which IP address and were they successful or not, you can see all that information in the review login audits as well. Let's quickly jump back to NetSuite and now we can go in setup users and we have view login audit trail. If I click here again, you will get a search filtration criteria. Let's say if you want to do this by any particular user, any particular role, any particular date range from date to date, any specific email address, or if you have any, IP addresses that are binding for your user access or white collar IPs, you can also provide that and simply submit it. And now you will be able to see that on which date and time, which email address was used by a particular user and which role was used to log in with NetSuite and what was the status. Whether they were successfully inside NetSuite or not. You can track all this information from here and you also have the security challenge here. Now, this actually tells you that whenever they log in from a different laptop or different browser, NetSuite usually tasks for security questions. And if those security questions successfully answered, you will also see that yes, they successfully passed this challenge. Now, why this login audit trail is important. Let's say that there is some suspicious activity happening or someone suspicious is trying to access your information. You can first of all track the IP. Now, there is any very unusual IP trying to access your information. That's going to ring the bell that there is a lot of noise for tracking. That's better. Alright, you can track the IPs. You can identify any unusual IP trying to access your instance. If you see that they were not successful to log in, you will see a failure. If I search on failure, you will see that there were failures as well. Meaning that if a particular user is unable to access your instance, you will see a failure. If you are not able to access the system and is having a failure all the time because of the password, you will also notice that someone is maliciously trying to access the system. They do not have the password. They're just trying to, guess a particular password and trying to access the system. Now, this can again, be a bell ringing activity for you that there is something happening for this account and you might just inactivate that account or remove the access for that particular user for the time being. Or you can take your necessary security measures to avoid any sort of access to your instance. Again, this is important information that as an administrator, you should be knowing. You can keep an eye on the accesses that are happening in your instance and you can make sure that no unauthorized person is accessing the system and reviewing the information and reports and all the data. Does that make sense? And then you click on the date and time here. You can also see the activity that is a road, or this you can. You can see the activity that the user has done right now. This is empty because, I just probably the user might have just logged in with NetSuite and did not do any sort of activity. However, when you start doing any activities in your first login, or whenever you log in with entries, NetSuite also will show you the activity for that particular session as well here. This is basically the system notes that we were talking about. It's all being maintained here in this, login audit as well. Any questions on this? Alright. We'll move forward then. On our home page as well, as I told you that there is a small portlet called my login audit. Here you can see my login audit. This is also a very important information. I would say a piece of information that you can put on your dashboard. Your previous login date and time, your successful logins for today, your previous password change. Any login failures that were happened today and the password expiration date. Now, this is something that you can put on your own dashboard. This is actually showing you your login audit trail, not for everybody in the organization. Each user can have this set up on their dashboard, and this can actually show them a good information. Like, if there is a lot of failures for login in a day from this user, it could, tell the user that someone is trying to access the system. They can then, change their password or ask the administrator or, ask the IT team to check with the security measures and all that stuff. You also have this My Login Audit that you can put on your dashboard for your own user as well. And finally, do not forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel.